call on me. You can 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 call on me.
Oh yeah, this beat hot.
You can call on me.
I need to go to Dallas, Georgia. That's where I need to live.
I'm living. All right, good luck with the phone reception down there.
Country.
Another episode of the Big Homie's House. We got some homies in the building. Big homie Ace Hood, big homie JoJo. How y'all feeling?
How you feeling, Kodaq?
I'm amazing. I'm in a great mood. I'm in a great mood, you know. How you feeling, Mr. Hood?
Phenomenal.
Okay, for
Happy
sure.
to be
For
alive,
sure.
man. Glad to be doing what I do.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So you know, we just
blessings for
gonna kick it and have a conversation. JoJo, anything on your heart or mind that you wanna kick things off?
You
know,
want me to start it?
No, I mean,
Anything on your
if
heart?
there's anything on your heart that you want to start off with, you know, I always got my list of things, my list of conversations.
I mean, I do have a lot of things I want to talk about, but I don't want to start it because the one thing that I really want to talk about is kind of like toxic a little bit.
Well, I do got a question because I realized something about myself this weekend, y'all.
Appreciate that honesty, too.
I realized this, like, when I be blocking women, I don't block them so they don't have access to me. I block them so I don't have access to them.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm the type of nigga, like, if I don't cut it off, then I'm going to keep spinning the block.
Listen.
No matter how toxic she is. Because a lot of times it really be the ass that keep a nigga coming back. They be thick as a motherfucker. It's hard to cut off a big booty woman, but they so stressful you got to.
You know what?
Is that sassy? Because
Yes.
women be saying that sassy as a motherfucker.
I think it is.
Wow, I'm protecting my peace.
You're not really protecting your peace.
I am protecting my peace. That's the main reason I'm doing it.
I think men who block women.
Keep it a stack.
I think it's a little sassy. Like, I mean,
It's sassy. Yeah.
I get it. Protect your peace.
Real
Yeah.
good. Keeping it G. Real talk.
I get it. Protect your peace, but it's just like a lot of times people. You got to understand that when you do things, you gotta look at it on how the person that you did it to is gonna receive it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you don't really
So
do
not
stuff.
the intent, the effect.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times that I wouldn't do something that I want to do because I don't want you to think some kind of way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to fuck with you no more, right? But I'm not gonna block you because I don't want you to think that you're so important.
That you had that much impact
that you got
on
my
me.
mind so fucked up to where I gotta block you.
Yeah.
Even though that may be the case. So now I gotta dig deep within myself and be strong enough to be like, you know what?
I'm not that strong. Look, I'm gonna be honest. This has made this shit so bad. I had a dream about one of the girls who I blocked, like last week.
Did you ever have sex with her?
Yeah.
Oh, she put it on you.
Yeah. It was a crazy ass dream because the only thing like she had a big stupid ass dumb ass. You know, this was one of them ones. Big ass booty. And in the dream, she like knocked me out the way with her booty. I'm like, that's probably, I missed the impact of that ass.
You know, Kodaq is the type of guy though that he's infatuated with like really big booties. Like,
I see that.
like
Absolutely.
like
Nah, you don't get it.
like abnormal size. Like,
Multiple trips to the doctor size.
yeah, like abnormal,
Real talk.
literally
It's
abnormal.
a fetish.
Yeah, he has do
Do the legs match or does it?
nothing matches.
Sometimes the legs be matching.
You know what matches? They be BBWs too.
Nah, they don't be BBWs. They be
big.
so the booty so big they look like a BBW.
They be big.
That'd be big,
Some of them be
Sometimes,
big.
yeah, some of them be big. That's honest.
Yeah. But that's
Something I had
his
to. I had
fetish.
to accept that this weekend though, man. I got to block you to protect my own peace.
Yeah, we be knowing that. That's why when you do it, we be like, "Oh, little weak ass nigga." Like we say that because we know, like,
But I mean, it's
You
like
can't
that.
handle
It's
it.
like that in life. Sometimes you got to. If somebody
Yeah, for
is
some women it is like a notch, like on on your list. When getting blocked, it's like a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a good
Like,
thing.
For
Yeah.
them, for some women, I believe, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like a little badge of like, her knowing she put it on you and like, you know, you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Because
So-
like it's still an action. You're right. It's still a language rather. If
Yeah.
you block somebody, like it's still saying something.
But
Exactly.
I also will block and move on with my life. Like I'm not gonna. No, I'm big on out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see you on my timeline, you know, it's cool. I can live without you. I'm gonna pretend you don't exist.
You know what's crazy? It's so many people that I done sent to Kodaq because like we done met some of these women together, maybe because like on a podcast or whatever, the industry. And I'll just send him the page like, look at Shorty, like look what she on, or look what she got going on.
I already know her.
And he be like, no, he'll respond and be like, I can't see it. I'm like, God damn, how many motherfuckers did you block?
That'll be one on two. It's only
I can't see it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to introduce me to a big ass on Instagram I ain't seen yet.
And that's another thing. You know what's crazy, Kodaq?
What's up?
It be so
because so many. It's not just you. A lot of my friends do this.
Okay, yeah. So me and Kodaq got this relationship, so where like when I do see like a woman who got like a lot going on that I know he gonna fuck with, I'll send it to him because the shit shows up on my Explore page. You wouldn't believe shit show up on my Explore page, but the shit show up on my Explore page. I'll be about to send it to him. It already say liked by big homie Kodaq, and I'm like, this nigga already done seen the shit. Like I can't.
You like one of my homies, dog. My dog was like that. He was the same way, bro.
How was he like?
It's like it's nothing. So we used to go in the clubs and stuff. He knew the names though. Oh, that's such and such. That's such and such big such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was
naming
such
them
and
by
such
their
cutie pie right here.
Well, he was naming them by their
Oh,
Instagram name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He like
That's
he
absurd.
knew all of. And then when you would go click on him, you'll see his name. My dog like that still
Liked
to this
by
day.
him and everybody
Yeah.
else and
I'm
others.
like, what he doing here?
How did you? This her first Instagram page. She just started this motherfucker today. How you know?
I'm like, what this? So
Yeah.
You know,
That shit funny.
but going back to like the blocking thing, that it is like it does make us feel some type of way as women because if not even on social media, like social media, but your phone, you block me from your phone too. I'm gonna be like,
one of the recent ones I had to block on everything: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, my phone, email.
do you block? Do you use the block feature? Because I don't really use.
What does it take for you to get somebody to block
I've-
somebody?
I've used. Oh yeah, it takes yeah, man. I'm gonna be all the way honest, dog. There's been points of levels of toxicity between me and the mother of my kids in our past that hasn't served me in no way, and I was not allowing myself to open up to that disrespect. Big block. The only way we can speak is through this particular space.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be curated and it's gonna be intentional, like that type timing. So I've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of I had to block you out of my life because of the like I couldn't allow any access in that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's the type of blocking, but but do I randomly block people? No.
Oh no, my blocks ain't random. My blocks ain't. These are people that I've had
pull up
experience
your
with.
block list.
It's too long.
Exactly.
It's too long.
Nah, I'll restrict the motherfucker.
Yeah.
now.
What's restrict?
Wait, like,
On the gram, you know, you
Yeah, I
can
ain't never
restrict.
I ain't never
what's the
clicked it.
restrict feature though?
See, the blocking is really going there. The restrict is it's just allowing that person to post, and but their comment doesn't get traction. It doesn't really get seen or anything like that.
So it's not like mute.
No, that
so
is
it's,
like
it's
mute.
not mute. It's not mute. It's restricting what they're able to do, and like,
Yeah.
So if they comment or something
troll.
like that, like they can't do nothing. Like if they gonna think they can respond actively in their mind and think like, okay, I sent the post, but nobody ain't gonna see that shit.
Yeah.
Like you feel
But
me?
are they gonna
But they
see
gonna
it?
think somebody.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So
But they're
it's
not
like-
gonna know though. They
No,
never
it's
gonna know.
like-
See, blocking people to know because you go to the profile
And it's gone.
and your shit gone. Restricting is like, no. You can see the profile on me. If you say some shit, you just get no life in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
That's why I love to
if
restrict it.
somebody trying to troll you,
There you go.
with some shit,
But would it look like? I mean, but would their comment be on there to be on there? To
it'll be
them?
visible to them.
It'll be visible to them.
Not
So
to
in
my
their
people, not
head,
to the
they
people.
really doing damage. Like, yeah, I'm on his line.
They going in.
Yeah.
Word.
Nobody can see that.
Ain't
homie.
nobody seeing it.
So they
love
trying to
that
figure
shit.
out why ain't nobody
I
commenting
already
or
know who
liking.
I want. I already know who I want to restrict in my head because some people just comment because some people comment on Instagram heavy because they ain't got no say so in their life outside of Instagram, outside of social media. That's what I feel like when a lot of these people that be on these blog posts like religiously, this is the only time they have a voice.
Yeah.
Because they don't got a voice in their real life. Don't nobody give a damn what they saying in their real life.
Yep. That's how I view it too, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's how it is,
Yeah.
and you got and you kind of got to empathize with people like that because really your only voice on planet can be just if Mark Zuckerberg say, "All right, fuck your Instagram page, bitch," and it's over with. You ain't got no voice. You got to make another page, and now. Shit, they got that feature where it'll block your page and any other page
That you make.
Yeah, like you can't even make a new page.
Yeah, because it be people. I'm like, look, I'm blocking you and whatever other page you got going on, just because, like, bitch, I don't want you to see shit I got going on. Because you really just lurking.
One of my
And-
dogs had an IP address block. He couldn't make no more Instagram from his house.
What the fuck type shit he was
I have no idea what he did. Shout out my dog Breon, man. That's crazy.
Why would you shout him out? You don't need to shout him out.
That boy
nigga
can't
needs
make
to go.
no more IGs from this address. That's crazy.
The nigga gotta go to work.
You gotta go to work. That boy gotta go to Starbucks to log in.
Nigga gotta go down the street. Instagram. I still don't know what he did to this day. So it's so random about him, and I'm not gonna put my man business out.
You
man.
just did.
No, he did some way. We got to throw for something way worse than that.
Yeah, stop fucking with that nigga.
Crazy,
Stop
bro.
fucking with that nigga Kodaq. But yeah, speaking of like blocking, I think it's easy. Like women, we block men all the time.
Y'all don't
like,
block men. Y'all don't block men. Women don't block men.
We don't.
Nah, y'all gonna make that nigga block himself. You gonna get whatever you
right.
can out of the situation.
I'll make him get to the point to where he blocked me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna just do some shit to make you want to block me. Like I ain't fucking with this hoe no more. Like.
But what's
bitch.
worse? I mean, I feel like I feel like a nigga getting ghosted is worse than getting blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see the messages going through, and she just not responding. Just not responding. That's worse than the block because the messages go green and shit. I don't did something pissed her off. But if they keep saying delivered and it's just me talking to myself, I'm looking at 4-5 text messages, no response. Shit, 4-5 is a stretch because after 2, I'm deleting the thread.
Yeah, I think ghosting is worse than blocking too, cause it's like now you seeing the messages go through. You see me,
Bitch, you see me.
You see me not responding,
And now I gotta think about what I did to get blocked.
yeah,
There you go.
figure it out.
I love that.
Figure
I
it
love
out.
that for the recipient on the other end who done
Yeah.
said some wild shit.
Yeah.
To just sit in your, live in your glory.
Yeah, sit in your feelings.
Just sit in that. You know
Figure
what I'm
out
saying?
what you done did.
And not know.
That's the worst
And
feeling.
not know.
That's the
Go
worst
ahead.
You
feeling.
toxic.
Put your effort out there.
That's the worst feeling
Put your
ever,
effort.
though.
Put your all into
ghosted.
it.
Getting ghosted.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like somebody not responding to your messages. Like, why are you not responding to my message? I don't like getting ghosted, and I don't like getting blocked. Cause guess what? I'm gonna get to you some way, somehow. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make a fake account, or I'm gonna get a Google plus whatever
You
number.
toxic too. Everybody in this
What?
motherfucker toxic.
I had to find out if I was really blocked one day, and I had to make a Google number because I'm like, why the fuck my number not going through? Yeah, I was fucking around playing, and it wasn't going
and then
through.
they respond to the Google. Who is this? Bitch, you know who this is.
No, I called from
Oh,
the number,
wow.
and he answered, and I said, "You motherfucker," and he hung up, and that was it. And then that's when I knew, oh, okay, he mad about some
Toxic.
shit that I
Toxic.
did. It was always some shit that I did though when I got blocked.
Ace Hood, what's going on with you, man? What's new your way? What's new on your block?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, everything new on my block, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
How's it feel? Like, how are
New
you?
trees,
Like,
some new everything. You know what I'm saying?
like, how are you these days? Like, we ended 2023, about to head in 2024. What mindset are you in?
Evolving,
Evolving?
growing, bro. Yeah. I'm
Are you happy?
fascinated. Yes, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for sure.
Yeah.
What you working on?
Thank you for mentioning that too.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
man. We definitely, we start off, just want to set the vibe and the
I like
temperature.
that. I like the flow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
we want to make sure that
Makes it just
people is
more
good.
Conversational. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No, we just be
Yeah,
talking
takes
shit.
the pressure off. I like it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If there is pressure, but I'm working on a new project. Not even working on. I have a new project out right now.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. B.O.D.Y, Build or Destroy You is the name of the project. 11 records on there. I got Rotimi on the project. I have Benny the Butcher on the project. Millie on the project. Miss Cash is on the project. Really great records, man. Really great records. So I just wanted to, I think my music speaks to like the times. You know what I'm saying? So I like to believe that. So I'm excited about the project. Excited about the new music. Excited to be back out. You know what I'm saying? On the forefront. So yeah, bro. I'm feeling good, man. Feeling
Yeah.
good.
How is it like with evolving and being a family man and putting out music? Like, how is that process for you?
For me, it's like balancing all things. You know what I'm saying? I think trying my best to balance all things, dedicating time to the studio, and I think how I am with this is kind of how I am with everything. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So meaning like who I am, even in the studio, is who I am in real life too. You know what I'm saying? So I just take those experiences of time with my kids, time with my wife, or whatever, like, it's they all speak to each other is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So when I go in the studio, it makes it even more better. So my system is like spend time, create moments, create memories. You know what I'm saying? And then go back to the booth on what I learned and what I've, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what this project is about in some ways, of just, it's a 2-part project, well, a 3-part project, because the earlier project was Memories Inside Never Die, which is mine, and then Body portion, and then obviously the soul version. But I wanted to represent myself in a total way, and I felt like this was a great way to do it. So this is a more vulnerable project for me in some ways. So, So I'm you know, tapping into more of like the compassionate, the love side, you know what I'm saying? More of the feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? And the balance of my masculine flow. So that's what I wanted to portray and put on this project. So, and those are lessons that I got from just life and stuff. So.
Okay, what would you say is like the most difficult thing that you have to deal with in life? Like something that you just be like, I'm working on, or I'm trying to work through, or something that just always, I don't know, picking at you.
Ooh, community, actually.
Okay.
Community. I feel like that's the space for me, in terms of, you know, having a particular community of people that represented a particular person and thing at that time. To me now, evolving to something different. You know what I'm saying? Now, to finding those like-minded individuals that really see where I am now and where I'm going, if that makes sense. So I think that's probably been the thing that's probably nudged me the most, you know, is finding somewhat of like satisfaction in that area, in that portion of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm in the space of like, I'm in the space of the unknown. I know God is doing some work in my life, you know what I'm saying? In terms of for me to find and have the type of people that I want to, you know, in those relationships.
So you say in some of this newer music that we're hearing, you trying to balance like the masculine energy in your sound.
I
like,
am. I'm not trying. I am.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I am. I am. Yeah.
So a lot of times we hear like when people in the media or like social media, we hear people talking about like that energy is kind of, they don't really appreciate men that are not super hyper masculine.
Right.
You know, so like as a rapper, is there something that you kind of had to face yourself? Like, okay, this is how I want to present myself. I don't care what anybody else outside of this is going to say. If I want to have that balance of feminine or masculine energy in my music, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Meaning, like, is that something that I would decide to do? You say?
Yeah, I mean, or is that something that you had decided to do on your own? Like, or was there a life influence that kind of stepped in and said, okay, this is we're going to redirect it this way?
I think for me, bro, it was,
because to be honest, like we see like artists like Yachty that might want to paint his fingernails, or somebody like Drake that had the things in his hair, and traditionally like hip hop has been a hyper masculine thing, whereas these things wouldn't have flown in like in the 80s or 70s. Well, now you have people that are doing these things, like I said with Drake and Yachty, and then yourself, you saying these are things that are included in your music. So it's like, is this what inspired you to go that direction?
Empowerment of myself, dog, really, right? So being with the whole label situation earlier on, you know, navigating that, I felt powerless, dog, and that's what allowed me to eventually like shift my situation to want to change it at that time. Because I just felt like, you know, I wasn't in tune with my business, what was happening. Other people would get ruffled, you know what I'm saying? If I even ask about my business, that made me uncomfortable, you know, and just to see someone else making decisions on your behalf, you know, I think that, so I would say that's what started the change and the whole evolving and evolution of me starting to appreciate myself and see something greater for myself. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that was the particular time. The moment I went independent was the moment that I found was the moment that I went on a journey of empowerment of myself, because I've been taken advantage of in the past. You dig? So that's what allowed, me naturally evolving as a person, because again, I'm fascinated with becoming the greatest version of myself. I feel like if I'm gonna live on this earth, I want to be purposeful in that way. I don't want mediocre or settle for anything less than my greatest or highest potential. That's what I believe. So
I got another question. With this process of you evolving, was there a lot of people that kind of like fell off in the process?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I asked that because I feel like lately, It's been the same for me too, and a lot of other people that I'm close to. I don't know what's going on or what's like why. I don't know if it's the people that I'm close to or whatever it is, but it's a lot of people that's just like falling off. Like when you evolve, it's like these people, and some of them it don't even make sense. Like I don't even understand like why we even falling off, but. A lot of times, people be telling me like, God is always he makes things happen to where it's not even supposed to make sense. It just happens. You're not even supposed to know why it's happening, which makes it easier that way for people to just, fall off. So I don't know. I just wanted to state like, it's a lot of people that be falling off when you be moving, when you be evolving. It be a lot of people that falls off all the time, and you never understand why it takes place.
I look at it like this, like when you have a ladder, at the end it'll be people that'll hold the ladder for you, root you on, cheer you up. But the further you go up the ladder, it's less people, it's less space. It can't even exist like that. So you want to take everybody you started with at the bottom to the top. But different circumstances, life situations, and really anything. Sometimes people just be haters. It probably was a dude at the bottom of the ladder that was waiting for you to pull him up the ladder with you. But you can't really. That's not really how it works. Because if you have to keep reaching down to pull people up that really aren't ready to put in their own work, climb up themselves, then that's going to bring you down.
Let me ask you this: were there? You know how people say it be the people that's closest to you. Have you experienced that before?
Yes.
Like where people that's actually for real closest that you thought was your homeboy, your homegirl, like your real, people, and they just
did some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've experienced that a lot.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
So with the with the label thing, I know a lot of artists, and I don't know why they think like this, but I know a lot of artists, it is their goal to get signed, but it ends there. It ends there. Like there is no real ambition outside. Okay, I just want to get signed to this major label. So, could you speak to kind of like the people that may have that mindset and like the benefits of doing it on your own as an independent?
I would say, man, know what you're doing, and I've been there too. You know what I'm saying? I've been to the place where it's like, nah, shit, I want to get signed. Like I want to be with a major label, dog. Like this is what's gonna get me and my family to like, you feel me? Like the next level.
Yeah.
So I've had that mindset. But I think I just didn't ask myself why. You know what I'm saying? Why you want to be with a major label? Really start asking, what are the benefits? You know what I'm saying? What are the pros and what's the cons? Like, do you understand the business? All of these things. So I've been there, so I understand, because there are things that the label can do that just make it much easier for an artist, right? For when you get signed to a label, if you're the type of artist that just solely likes to focus on creating the product, then maybe going with a label is your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because then you can just be an artist. And because you have an entire team. If you get with a Def Jam or Atlantic or whatever, 20, 30-man team, 15 people or whatever on your team, marketing, this and that, you don't have to worry about that sector. You just focus on being an artist. And it's termed being independent, it really takes, it's a self-journey, honestly, dog, because you got to recognize who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it's like building yourself up. So for me, I think there's so much value in being independent. It's a lot more work, right? Structuring your own thing. But I think it's the key to me to happiness and like pure like creative flexibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I love the most about it. So I just think it serves me currently in my life now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a major label at that time when I was more youthful, it served me at that time. But now, where I am now, I like the ownership. I like the flexibility. I like to know what's going on, and I like to go through the problems of it too. Of figuring out I got to find a new lawyer, figuring out I got to figure, because that's what's gonna give me the lessons.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. That's what I'm in it for ultimately, in enjoying the process. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure. So my next question for you is, you and your partner have been like the symbol of like black love on social media. Why you say that?
That's a good thing.
We take it with a grain of salt. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We
I get it.
we appreciate it, but we are not.
We don't do this for y'all.
Yeah,
we don't. You know what I'm saying?
We don't do this
we don't.
for
We
y'all.
don't really
Don't
even want.
So
to
like, what like when
hold the
people do
title.
say,
Yeah.
okay, we want.
I get that.
We want something like that. Do you like?
Oh, you have to fight for it. You got to work for it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't think.
Oh no, it's extreme work, my brother.
Yeah.
It's extreme work. So
I
people
think-
understand. We just didn't arrive at this space.
How long y'all known each other?
Now we've been together almost 9 years.
Yeah.
So y'all have known each other for 9 years?
9 years.
total.
Yeah.
A lot of people think like relationships
9
are
years.
supposed to be like perfect, like this thing where we're not supposed to have no bad days, and if we having a bad day, you're not the person for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of that now. Like a lot of people are bailing out at the first sign of this shit might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say to people who think that relationships are supposed to look like that? Like you're not supposed to have any pushback. Like a lot of the comments that I'm seeing from not you guys' relationships, but I mean relationships in general. They don't think that they don't think love should come with any pushback. Like there should be no bad days in this shit.
Right. Well, it takes more than love. You know what I'm saying? And then we have to identify how we as individuals like to be loved. You know what I'm saying? And how we even view love. What does love look like and feel like? You see what I'm saying?
Like a love language?
Yeah, you know, somewhat of a love language. Yeah, like you got to know these things. I think that's important. You're going to have turmoil. It's going to be difficult, you know. To me, it's just you get better at reacting. You get better at choosing your battles. You get better at communicating. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it doesn't mean that the problems are constant. It's just they become more dissolved because the way you two choose to handle things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned in being in marriage. It's like we went through all the difficult miscommunication. Man, I hate you. I'm upset right now. Boom, boom. I'm finna leave. I'm walking out. All of that. To, you know, being in therapy, talking about it, crying it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable. But it takes a lot, bro. You got to almost, you know, break yourself down in order to like rebuild it.
Yeah.
I just think that's what it is. You're trying to learn a whole new person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How did you know that, like, when it was time, like, okay, I want to marry her?
yeah.
Like, when was that moment? Like, how did you feel? I'm only asking because I'm ready to get married.
Yeah.
I feel like
I was trying to figure it out.
yeah.
Like, sir,
The streets
you gotta?
cold.
Let me see what you gotta be
The
feeling
streets
like.
cold.
She's wicked, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So what? How? What was it that you just knew? Like, okay, was it more on the? Dang, I love her so much. I can't let her go. I can't let nobody have her. Was it?
We got a lot of time put in.
Right.
So, yeah.
Was it? Dang, she holding it down. She like what was it that it was like? Oh, I know. Like, I gotta marry her.
Oh man, it was just her being, bro, who she was. It was like her vulnerability. Like, man, I fell in love and fell hard for my wife immediately, dog, because I also like knew what I wanted. Like I didn't have an image for it, but I knew the type of woman. I knew I wanted to be educated, to be smart, intellectual, like stand her ground on what she believes, like all of these things. So for my wife, I think it's how she showed up. It's how she treated my children. It's who I was becoming in the midst of dating her too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the main thing. It's just like I felt like I was becoming this new being that I was falling more in love with. You know what I'm saying? Because especially at a time to where I was struggling between two identities of being myself and then being Ace Hood. Like I ain't know how to be a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So, you know, unlearning that and then having somebody there who can hold up that mirror, I think I understood very early on that I wanted to marry her. I just didn't know in terms of like timing what that would look like. You know?
Yeah. Did you always see yourself getting married though? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Did you always knew like,
yeah.
oh, I want to get married?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
lover
you knew
boy.
that?
I'm a lover
okay,
boy.
okay, that's different.
And
'cause
I love
don't-
love, dog. I'm gonna keep it G. I love love.
Kodaq
Yeah.
is a lover boy too. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a lover girl.
Everybody, like, I feel like at this
Especially
age,
right-
like at this period in life, none of them want to be out, like,
Yeah, I
be
wanna be
experiencing
loved
multiple
on.
people, like, damn, people walking in and out your life and shit. That's fucked up. Like, nobody want that shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was, I don't
like,
know shit.
I
That
feel
shit was
like,
fun.
but I feel
That
like
shit
a
was
lot of
fun.
people lying about.
Shit was fun.
That
This
shit
shit,
was
this shit is
fun.
fun, but like it's fun for like a time. It's kind of like
Yeah.
going, like eating a piece of chocolate. You eat a piece of chocolate, but you don't want to eat that shit every day. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's what the streets is. The streets is you having that Hershey bar, that Snicker bar, you know, every now and then.
Shit.
But shit, you need that good home cooked meal at the crib. That's really what's gonna feed you. Like you can't live off chocolate.
I think it's harder for men to find love and date these days than it is for women. Cause
Feels like that for sure.
women they're not really trying to date for love anyway. They just trying to get the bread.
My
women,
homies struggling
what-
down there, but they struggling. My dogs be here. Why these women different? I'd be so glad, boy, that jersey up there. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah, dating
That jersey up on the wall.
Dating in 2023 is hell on the scale.
And I
can't
love that
believe
for
some of the
me.
stories out here. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Tell me a story.
Salute to
Because
y'all,
I be so confused. I be coming up like I be having.
Y'all don't
the
be knowing
women-
how bad it is.
Listen, no. I do now because every time I come on here, I be having the women's back. Like because I be vouching for women like me.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, these women is a whole different. Well, I ain't gonna say different breed because back in the day, like I said back in the day, like
It
I'm
just
super
wasn't.
old,
It
but
just
I'm
wasn't
30.
on socials. Socials made it seem like it's a lot more prevalent than it is.
I was doing this shit that these women doing. I've been doing this shit. Like been doing that sound. I was on private jets and
Yeah.
I done kicked it with the people I'm supposed to didn't kicked it with. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I done been there, done that. And so now that I'm seeing like I just wasn't as ruthless. Like the money
There was
I
a
never,
lot less evidence too, JoJo.
Well, that's true too, but I was never doing it for the money. And my guy who I'm with now, we've been together for 12 years. So, well, not together for 12 years. We've known each other for 12 years, been best friends for 12 years. So he's known everything that I done did. So when we got together, it was some shit. He was like, I don't know if I could trust you. I don't know some shit you did. But anyways, that being said, it's like, it's always like, oh, you was doing it wrong because I was doing it for the experience. Mm-hmm. I was going to these clubs and these private jets and these studio sessions and games and just all this different shit. But I wasn't doing it for the bread. Like I wasn't getting no money from these niggas. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't fucking. So the shit didn't last long. I remember I got flued out on a private jet. Made it to the location, let him know we wasn't smashing, and he sent me right the fuck back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
right the fuck back.
I would have did that too. Shit.
But you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, it's like,
Wasted this jet money on your ass.
well, we went
This
together.
jet fuel ain't cheap.
We went together. We met in the club, and then he was going back home, and he was like, "Shit, come with me. Don't pack shit." And I'm like, "I ain't packing a damn thing." You feel what I'm saying? Got on that jet, got there.
Yeah, somebody got packed. All right, yo ass.
Man, realized that
your
I wasn't
shit.
giving up nothing.
Get the
He
fuck out.
Sent my ass on the economy flight right the fuck back.
Damn, he didn't even send the jet back. That's crazy.
No, he said,
That's
but I
wild.
don't care because I still went and I still kicked it with him.
He
And we
better than
still
me.
hung
I'd
out.
put your ass in the catapult.
And I ain't give a fuck. We had a good ass time. Like it was what it was.
We?
But
Yeah.
yeah, he
You
was,
had a good ass.
yeah, I had a good ass time. He was pissed. He was pissed and hanging up. But whatever. But now, but saying that to say like nowadays, what? That's all it take.
Yeah.
A little private jet, a little.
Women recognize that they
Instagram
can do it
DM.
too. You know what I'm saying? Women have not recognize that they could also do it too.
Yeah.
You know, and see, man, I got concepts for all of this because I'm like, the certain way, if a woman ain't protected, this is what it results to her becoming a little bit more masculine, to her becoming like she in some way has to be the protector, the more aggressive one. That's the state of hip hop and where we are right now.
Me.
Currently. So it's like it also comes with it too. It's a grain of salt. So that's why even with this project, it was so much more of appreciation. I appreciate the women who like nice shit and want that nice shit. I'm the guy actually that's gonna do it for you. My wife, I'm gonna do it for you. I like honoring mine. Like I like yeah.
Yeah, but
all
you
of
said
that.
you honoring
But
your.
that's a
But I know,
bitch.
but listen, I know that's a difference still. That's still
Yeah.
a difference. But like seeing women more
They
so
want that
in
on the
those
first date
positions.
now.
I mean, but
I don't know if
that's
it's,
what we
if
are.
it's I
You
don't
know,
know if it's the same. It's not the same though. It's not the same position. These women ain't got shit to offer.
Exactly, because
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
And the only reason
But
why
that
they are
ass.
getting
They
these
just want
things
it.
from these men is because they want it and they know they got to pay for it. So in order to get it, they gon' pay for it. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. I know good and well if a dude right now hit me up, I know he gonna come off something. He may not give me like a here hand-to-hand transaction, like here goes some bread, but he gonna do something, take me somewhere, buy me something. Like he's like, because that's just how it is these days. You're not finna just come up to me and just think you finna just
It be working for some of you.
yeah.
It be working sometimes.
what?
Shit, it be working.
Because listen, man, we
Some-
keep it
What
are you
honest.
talking
Niggas
about?
used to have to do the bare minimum to get the vibe.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I like the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, you might have to do something different.
No,
See,
you know what-
see,
you know
see,
what
now
I-
you gonna have to spend 10 bands, but we want to get okay.
You know what I think it is?
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what
It's like
I
that's-
see what you're
that's
saying.
just
It's relationship inflation. Cause the shit that you used to be able to get by with the
You can't get by. Yeah.
you can't get by with that no more.
Yeah.
The one-
And we in a recession and it's inflation, all type of inflation. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I see what you're
It's
saying.
gonna translate to the. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Come on, it's the economy,
mean-
man. You need right now.
I don't.
Shit getting more expensive. You need
It's
it.
to the point to where, like, when I was getting approached by men, shit, I'm still getting approached by men.
They approaching more now.
She was weird, but they approach me on some money shit. They don't approach me on some like,
Because that's what
I wanna get
works.
to know you. And
That's
like,
what works universally. That is what works.
that don't work for me.
It don't work for you, but it works for 98% of other women.
Right.
works
And
for the
I
culture.
understand that. I understand that. But I'm just saying that to say, like, that's how men pick up women. Like they use their money.
Cuz fuck, I'm gonna do all this talking for. Yo, I know you got. I know what it's gonna take.
No, but that's how you
I
weed
still
them, and
believe
that's
in
how
the
you
pro-
weed them out though, because it's
That's
like
true.
if you hit me up with
we
some
do out.
the niggas who I ain't trying to fuck with, I don't want to. Listen, I'm not trying to fuck with you because of your bread, my nigga. I'm trying to fuck with you because I want to know who. I want to get to know you, and I want to have something with you. If you come at me on some damn girl, let me quit your job and move in, nigga. What? I don't even know you,
Whole
and you
time,
don't even
the
know
next
me.
girl will be like, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's gonna go with that next girl, and he's gonna control this girl.
Absolutely.
And he's going to run her whole fucking life.
It's a give and
they're
take.
not in love. He's just fucking on her and fucking on every other bitch that he
ladies, if
come
you think
across.
that if you think
no.
that man is gonna give you everything that you asking for and it don't come with nothing, you are delusional. That's
No.
delusion.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I would never.
Because you understand what come with that. That's why you wouldn't.
I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck.
You
about
do care because you're not gonna do it because you know what come with that. You know if you allow this man to pay for everything, do everything, provide everything, it's gonna be some bullshit attached to it.
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah, so you know.
It's
Yeah.
gonna lack something.
Yeah.
it's
If you
over
pushing the
with.
point of like what you can buy, you for sure lack something.
Yeah.
In which a woman, and that lack is the exact thing a woman needs.
And some people need that. Some women need that. Some people need to be saved and rescued because they ain't got shit going on.
Yeah.
And they'll let that man control them.
But I also
Yeah.
feel like
Not our babe.
men are gonna give what they can afford to give, whether that's money or time. A lot of men have a lot of money and don't have that much time. So okay, if you need 100,000, here's 100,000. Shut up. Well, a guy that don't have as much, if he got a lot of time, if he's giving you his time, or if he doesn't have a lot of money and he's giving you his money, shit, that would mean a lot more to him. Mm-hmm. What he had to lose, because that shit cost a lot more to him.
Yeah. I would appreciate it though if a man gave me more of his time than anything. Like that money shit, like it's nice. Like I'm not gonna say I don't want it, but I would prefer.
That'll mean more to you.
Yeah, like I want to be in a relationship to where we hanging out, we having a good time, we vibing. Like I love you, you love me, I got your back, you got my back. You my friend, we friends. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We kicking it. Not, oh, I'm finna just give you this money and here, do whatever you want, and I'm just gonna be out here doing whatever the fuck I want. Like, what the fuck is that? That kind of relationship is that? I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. I don't want a man that's keeping me in the house, making all the money, and we not spending time together.
Because you want
as
your
soon
own
as you find out that I'm
identity.
fucking off or I'm hanging out with somebody because you ain't giving me no type of affection, now you ready to kick me out of my ass, take my money and do all this other shit, that controlling that shit, like that's for the birds.
Caca.
You a bird?
Depending on who asks.
Okay, I got a question.
What's up?
Do you guys think that having emotions, you guys, do you think that if you guys have emotions that's like frowned upon? Like people
Absolutely.
scrutinize
I mean,
you
society.
for having feelings?
I have feelings, but I don't feel like I can express those feelings as much as I want to. Because the minute you say you complain about some shit, like we said earlier, nigga blocking somebody is sassy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're emotional though.
I'm a Leo. Come with that.
You're very emotional.
It come with that.
But I mean,
Good and bad emotions.
yeah.
Good and bad emotions.
But
Because I
it-
can be overly happy for other people the same way as I can be overly emotional about my own situation.
But do you think it's frowned upon?
It is.
Like men aren't supposed to have emotions, feelings.
You know, that's what some might say. That's what hip hop might say.
Yeah.
Hip hop might say that for sure. But I've created a safe space where I'm allowed to do so. And this is what I teach my son too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Teach you how to return to yourself. Because these are the real human experiences of life you need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dog. I'd be emotional, crying in front of him, and he know I'm a dog.
Yeah.
In the same token, he know I'm gonna be emotional, but he know daddy gonna go, and he know daddy. You see me?
Yeah.
So
I love that.
I
love that too.
So yeah, but that's also the portion of your partner allowing you the space
Yeah.
and the vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? To be
Yeah.
able to do so too.
So you can't even do so. Basically, like
Because you can't bleed everywhere. You can't just bleed in the water. Feel me? Sharks come out like.
you
That's
can't
true.
just show
And that's
emotions.
and that's a part of like finding a good partner because she perfect everywhere else. Like she look good, she's smart, she got a good job. But if she's not emotionally, if she's not allowing you that space to be emotionally available, then it's not gonna work.
And that's what men need. Us as men, we need that. We
Yeah.
need like safe spaces to be able to be emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because we never been taught that we could. You gotta be hard, homie.
Right.
You gotta be boom boom.
Yeah.
Nigga, you better not cry, nigga. Fuck you crying for.
Yeah.
Or like you can't, you know what I'm saying? Niggas can't be, we gotta be hard. We gotta wear our pants. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
gotta do all of that. So it's important, dog, for men in general to be able to have those spaces so they can be emotionally vulnerable, cry, get that shit out, feel the shame, the fear, whatever it might be, and be able to move through it.
Yeah.
That's what we need more
I feel like,
of,
and
for
also I
sure.
feel like women play a role in creating that safe space for not just their partner, but like men in general.
Yeah.
Because if you think a nigga a bitch because he crying, well, what does that say? If you may not be talking about nobody in your personal circle, but it may be somebody who is in your personal circle that sees something that says you say something like that. Well, damn, I can't open up to them. I was just about to confide in them about some shit I'm going through. Let me hold that shit in now.
Well, do you think that there's something like there is a such thing as a man being overly emotional though?
If a man
Yeah.
is, if he has,
Like-
there's always an example of it going too far.
I
Now,
mean,
if
I
you-
was gonna say because like it's like you could be emotional, but then you really being emotional about some shit that's just kind of like
if a guy, if the solution to a problem exists,
come on, bro, like
if the
relax.
solution to the problem exists, and if you're more focused in crying over spilt milk than actually solving this problem, because I don't like talking about people's problems if the solution is there. That's men or women. Like, if sometimes people may present an issue to them where they say, "Oh, I don't want a solution. I just want you to hear me out." I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that shit because I'm all about solutions. So if you tell me,
What if you don't know the solution?
then we gonna find it out. We gonna figure it out.
Right.
But if
you just
my
said
girl,
you ain't had time for that.
no, I'm saying if my girl is telling me her issue and I tell her, well, hey babe, I think you should do this, and she's like, oh, I didn't want your help. I just wanted you to hear me out.
What's
fuck?
wrong with that?
There are some people that are like that. They don't
I'm
want.
saying, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with her just wanting to vent to you?
What are we venting about? You
You're
have a
not
problem.
venting. She's venting.
You have but I feel like that's trauma dumping because now you're coming to me with this
How is
issue.
that trauma dumping if I'm talking to my man?
You talking to your man
And
about
I'm
a problem
venting.
that you're having.
I'm venting about something that's driving me crazy.
And okay, here is how we solve this problem. You do A, B, and C. I don't want to do A, B, and C. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, sometimes you can't.
I understand where you're going, but sometimes the problem is like we move too fast to a solution as opposed to recognizing and identifying what our partner is feeling.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's where you can get missed. And these are things that happen and come up in marriages or partnerships is how you can miss each other. Because I'm like that. I'm logical. My wife is emotional.
Yeah.
She's gonna go outward, I go inward. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different experience and sometimes we can miss each other. But for me, it's like, all right, because I'm logical, so I can think about the solution of like, this is how we get from here to here. This is how we gonna move. Through
Absolutely.
I'm like, no, we can just move through that, man. Come on, right away. But she's still having an experience.
Yeah.
So I gotta honor that experience in that moment as opposed to.
I see what you're saying.
Because sometimes she just wants you to listen. It might
Right.
not. Don't give me no solution.
Right, don't give me a
Sometimes she don't want a
solution.
solution. You gotta be able to recognize that too.
I
Like
see what
I
you're
don't
saying.
Even
even
though
want
there's
no
a
advice. So sometimes just like, yeah.
I just need you to sit there and
Was there
listen.
anything you would like for me to do?
And in my
Or
head,
just be like, damn,
and
that's
in my head, I'm
crazy.
like,
That's it.
Like,
That's
damn, for
crazy,
real?
fool. Like,
and
You
in my head, I'm
good?
like, damn, you kind of wrong, but I'ma listen. You wrong
yeah.
in this
But
situation.
there's-
But real shit though, like he's saying some real shit too, because that is the struggle too, because it seems so simple in your mind to a man when a woman is having what you may feel like overreacting emotional experience. You like this like a small thing. We can just like
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, if you just do this
bruh.
and we straight.
Well,
But
see,
they don't hear it like that. It's
Yes,
not. It's,
bro.
you know what I'm
listen,
saying?
I'm gonna say this. For example, me and my guy, because we've been best friends for 12 years, like I mentioned.
Yeah, I know each other.
We know each other, and I've always been the type to where I hated expressing like being emotional. So just like how, men are always taught like, oh, don't cry, or you gotta be strong, and this and that. I've been like that my whole entire life. Like I just been like really hard. I think it's because like growing up I was bullied and like we grew up in some shit, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had to be tough. Yeah, and then on top of that, you gotta restart it. And then on top of that, then I ended up getting pregnant. Then I ended up being a single mom. And so then I got even more tougher. Like I just became I don't take no bullshit. I don't cry. I don't get emotional. So this is the person that my man has been friends with for 12 years. Right? I show no emotion. I don't give a fuck. Fuck these niggas. Like he see how I'm playing these people, how I have no emotions, no feelings or anything like that. Now that I'm like getting older, I'm more mature, I'm trying to tap into that feminine energy. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more emotional. He don't know how to like be emotional. So like if I'm venting, like say like for instance, like Kodak's like, well, let's figure out the solution. Let's figure out the solution. That's how he coming at me like, okay, how we gonna figure this out? Like you crying and all this other stuff, you tripping. Like, what are you crying for? And then me, I'm like, what do you mean what I'm crying for? I'm sad. Like,
Right.
But I also feel like that's
sad.
it.
What you be like? We
Exactly.
Yeah, so-
But that's a man's place as a protector. Like if I see my girl going through some shit, oh damn, how do I fix it? Because in our head, that's the first thing we thinking about. How do I fix it? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
But he not thinking that. He thinking like, what? Like you the strongest motherfucker I know.
Yeah.
Like you let this motherfucker like fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That's how he gonna talk to me. He gonna talk to me
That's
like
him fixing it.
like his homeboy. He not gonna be like, babe, doing all this other. He not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But I want that now.
Because you
So
okay.
how do
well,
I get that? Because our dynamic, the dynamic in our relationship is changing. Now I'm more emotional. Now we're in a relationship. Like I don't want to be. He don't know relationship JoJo. He only know homeboy, homegirl JoJo. You know what I'm saying? Because we've never.
So basically, y'all evolving. Because you say y'all been together 12 years. You're not the same person that you was 12 years ago.
No.
I remember me 12
But
years ago.
We were
was,
just friends 12 years
you
ago.
know what I'm saying? But that's who he knows.
Yeah, because you know how I talk to you. I'm like, let me tell you about this motherfucker. Like,
That's
you know what I'm
who
saying?
he knows. I know this person I was 15 years ago. I used to be I was a what?
Savage?
Yeah, I was a piece of shit. I used to say the first thing that came to my mind, but and I wasn't really looking out for anybody other than myself. But now, if somebody knew me 12 years ago, people that knew me 12 years ago really cannot relate to who I am now.
Well,
Because I had to
see-
go through a whole bunch of personal shit to get here.
Well, with him, it's like he doesn't do this stuff on purpose. Like he doesn't purposely not try to be there. Like if I tell him, hey, I'm sad or I'm emotional or something, he'll try to be like, okay, well, what you need me to do, whatever. So I'm just having this conversation because I'm trying to figure out what is it that needs to take place. Like, do I need to is that something that's just gonna change in time? Like,
Yeah.
so do you think that does that come with like time or an experience, or you think that we just been friends for so long that it's just gonna always be like that? Like, is it growth?
I think you come into a space, to where you just come into more of yourself. That's just growing though. That's why I believe like this journey, I don't know, in my mind so important because I'm like, we all got to go through this. We all gonna get the nudges of like, I'm a little bit more emotional now. Like, what do I do with that? I think it's really just allowing yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow yourself to be emotional, to be vulnerable. But him to be able to like recognize that too in the same way. So the more I guess that you would get clear on, what you would need in those moments, the better you can maybe help. He can support you in some way of like, man, I'm feeling down about this shit, or like, because I had to learn all of that. I ain't even think working on yourself was an actual thing. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking in my mind, I'm like, man, work on yourself. I'm like, you train and do shit and like, you know what I'm saying? Rap and, but having exercise to work on yourself and your emotions. So that's where you guys are. And two, I feel like to keep evolving in your relationship, like those things are gonna come like to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? So allowing yourself to be in it, and then for him allowing him also to be himself to be vulnerable and emotional too, like to meet you there. That's the illest shit ever, because the moment you two meet that connection, it's like a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? Because now you two understand each other on a different level. If he's emotional in the midst of your emotional, you know what I'm saying? If y'all can meet each other, that shit powerful. And that's why I feel like it's a superpower. That's why I be telling people, I'm like, man, nigga, this shit a superpower, homie.
Yeah.
Nothing outside can fuck with you, especially if you got your purpose. Like, man, I go home and tell my wife, man, I felt just sad today, man. Honestly, like, you know, like this, you know, really, I felt like boom, boom. I think I was feeling shame around like really identifying them. I couldn't do that before, because that's why I couldn't really understand her. You know what I'm saying? But once I did, though, I'm like, oh yeah, this marriage shit really the illest shit ever, bro.
Having emotions and just expressing them are just so like, I don't know. It makes me feel weird, but it's.
That's everybody, just so you know.
Yeah, I know, but it's something that needs to happen because, like for instance, my daughter, when she gets emotional or like when she cries, so say if she cries over something that's like what are you crying? Like what are you crying for? Like sometimes I'll ask her, like she'll cry because she don't want to finish eating her food, and I'll say, well, why are you crying? Because I'm like, do you understand why you're crying? I say, you're not hurt. You're not sad. I say, you're crying because you're eating, like, and you don't want to eat. And there's people who can't eat.
Yeah.
That's really crying, but you're crying. And she'd be like, okay. You know, I'm trying to get her to understand, you know, her emotions. And then when I do that now, sometimes it's to where she'll go like, I'll discipline her, and she will try to hold in her tears, and then she'll go to her room. She's 6. And then I'll be like, I'll go in the room and I'm like, what's wrong? It's like, I don't want to cry in front of you. Like she'll say that. Like I don't want you to see me cry. I don't want anyone to see me cry. When I'm done crying, I'll come out the room.
Wow.
And I'm like,
where did she learn that?
Right,
I don't know. And I don't know.
That's mature.
That's
as hell.
mature.
Is it
Bruh.
mature? I feel like that's some kind of like I feel like that's bad or in a way.
I don't like just hearing it. I don't think so.
No,
it
you
sounds
don't.
like she's protecting herself and her emotional experience.
But
It's
that's
like
what I'm saying. That's what I
boundaries.
do. Right. But I feel like that she's doing that because she sees me protecting my emotions, because she don't see.
Well,
I don't cry.
I don't think it's protecting.
I don't cry.
What I think it is, I think it's processing. Sometimes, and it's crazy enough. I learned this from that movie, Inside Out, Disney, right?
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
movie, right?
I love that
So I
movie.
feel like
Yeah, that movie good
all
as
of
hell.
your emotions, all of your emotions are necessary. So after
Come on now.
after I
Hey,
learned
bro,
that,
listen. How much shit can you learn from the cartoon movies?
a lot.
Shit.
Legendary, right?
A lot.
Okay, that's all I want to say.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's a lot
I've
of-
learned so much from them shits, bro.
Because I
Did
didn't
you
see it, but you
watch-
saw
have you watched-
Eternals.
No,
No,
I
not
seen
Eternals. Elementals. I'm tripping. Yeah, Elementals.
Come on, with the element.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
That shit was legendary, right?
Yes.
I got a little tear.
So
Yes.
so Disney movies, but
One more. Soul.
Soul was one of the ones too.
Hey, you heard?
Soul was one of the ones too. And then
I said one more at the same time. Soul. What you say about
Soul
that
was
shit?
one of them ones.
That was
and
one of them
especially
ones.
Soul because like in this line of work, you kind of do become your job title. Like if you really sink in and just you can lose yourself in this industry. Like you're not Kodaq no more. You like Kodaq the DJ. You got to be all this other shit. But also another movie I didn't mention. It wasn't really like super deep, but that Zootopia.
Oh yeah, I love Zootopia.
Zootopia was one of the
That was
ones.
some
But yeah,
bullshit.
Inside Out taught me like, okay, every emotion that I have is necessary. So I have to give myself time to be sad. But you can't. What I call it is, you can be sad, but don't be sadness. Because I don't want to become a sad ass nigga. But at the
Right.
same time, if I'm feeling sad right now, let me be sad. Let me because my mom sometimes he be like, oh, what can I do? What? Let me get through this. Because it's something that you get through. It's not something that I'm going to sit in. I have to get through this. Whether I'm angry, happy, whatever emotion. It's like what they say, Monday morning quarterback. Whether you threw 5 touchdowns or 5 interceptions, you have to deal with it, address that, and then move on.
I think that is the main thing is processing your emotions instead of A lot of people just act on the emotion. Like you get pissed off, now you want to beat somebody's ass. Like I used to be like that. Any first time my man do some stupid shit, I'm ready to go upside his head.
Absolutely.
Like dead ass. You know what I'm saying? But learning how to process your emotions and your anger and your sadness and whatever else it is that you're going through, I think that is what people really need to learn how to do. And then we won't really have as many, I guess, outlashes or outbursts, whatever.
Yeah.
And
that's
with
really
shit.
all of them outbursts are, though. People not addressing those issues and kind of like burying them. Like what I'm saying is different. Like if I'm addressing it, okay, why am I sad? What made me sad? How can I avoid this in the future? Is this something I can avoid in the future? That's me processing. But sometimes, and I do this as well, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm just gonna move on. But not talking about it, it just lives there and it grows. It's kind of like it festers until it becomes those outbursts
Well,
that we see.
you want to know something that I have difficult with, like processing? Grief. Grieving.
Yeah.
Hard.
That
Shit hard.
I don't let that I don't process that emotion. Like when
I don't
with
think
that emotion,
anybody does.
but I feel like we need to figure out how to process that, because a lot of people go through a lot of things that they get depressed or whatever because of they be grieving. You know, me, if something was to happen, I've lost a lot of people in my life on some just for like bullshit. And the way that I process it is I just don't remember, like at all. I don't even.
Wow.
I let that shit go, like for real. There's been people who've passed that I still like. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just put that shit to the back of my mind and keep on moving. But
Is
that's
it like is it that you don't want to remember, or is it like you push it far back? So
I don't feel like I'm strong enough to handle, like to understand what really took place. Like I don't think, like it's just hard for me to process it. It's just really, really hard. I haven't figured out how to deal with it yet. Like I still haven't figured it out.
I don't think there is the perfect way to deal with grief, because shit, my grandma passed in 2001 and that's still something I don't like.
that's a fact, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because at this point I'm 33, so I've been without her longer than I was with her at this point. But it's still like I still remember that day, like finding out.
Yeah. I think that's like the biggest thing. I really do think our community needs to normalize
Therapy.
Because you
That's a
say you
fact.
was in therapy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and me and my daughter, we've been doing family therapy.
Oh, that's dope.
So
I get excited when I hear people do therapy. Dog.
yeah, it's cool.
It be the shit that you don't know you need, dog. Like
Yeah.
you be like, and they just show you. It's perspective is everything. For somebody to show you yourself in a way that you can't see yourself, it's like, I didn't know I do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know
Are
what
you?
I'm saying?
Oh, so that does make sense. And then I have a homegirl. She's in therapy, and she feels cool with like talking to me about it. Like, hey, friend, I just leave it therapy. I'm like, okay, how was it? She was like, girl, she told me that and I just be listening
Therapy
to her.
has been such
whatever.
a
And she's
bad
like,
word in our community for so long.
Yeah.
Like, and part of me feel like I said this last week on social media. Like a lot of times, because in our community we don't know the difference between depression and sadness. Because you could tell somebody you're depressed, they just think you're just sad as hell. Like, no, this is something like I really don't see how I'm gonna get through today. And I'm like, oh man, I felt like that last week. You be all right. No, nigga, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
nigga,
But I think another reason
I'm ready to go. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
I feel like another reason a lot of people don't do therapy is because it's too expensive, and a lot of people in our community don't have the funds for it or even the insurance.
Yeah.
And insurance here in fucking Georgia is fucking trash.
Yeah.
Like,
And then we
all
saw
the way.
last week they had actually had the thing
That's
come out
why I
where
said
we
it.
said medical care in
is
Georgia
the lowest
Yeah.
or like number 5 and the lowest or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, like Medicaid or whatever. All of that shit is trash.
Yeah.
And I
it's
feel like
crazy
it's
enough to say
all
like therapy is a luxury.
Underfunded.
It's a luxury in black low income neighborhoods. It is a luxury.
When I got my insurance for working here, thank God, it came with like therapy. So as soon as I was able to get therapy. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all taking this money out of my account every week anyway. We finna go to therapy every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, we take our ass to fucking therapy.
Yeah.
And now, did you take marriage counseling before you got married, or did you take it at all? You took it before you got married.
I took it a little bit before, and then we started ramping up on like our first year going into it. But yeah, before. Honestly, getting to this point, dog, I'm like, I feel like my wife on it. This is her perspective, but she like, we don't see how people do it. I don't know how people exist in relationships without therapy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they make it without therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like, it's hard work, dog. It's hard work. Like, and it's stripping back layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you need help with that. So I've done different type of healing too. You know what I'm saying?
You have a black therapist.
Yeah. Got a
I feel
black
like that's
therapist.
necessary.
Got a man
I do
and a woman.
So you would alternate or
Alternate. One is an integrational. He's an integrational healer named Charlie, and then I have another one. She's more like a godmother type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And she's heavily into like the spiritual world. Her name is Melissa. You know, so
yes, sir.
From our experiences to how we travel, all of those are like healing experiences too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that, and I love therapy. Therapy, I feel like is needed in a lot of shit because a lot of times people can't really communicate because of their own shit that they got going on, their own feelings or their own like they just stuck on however they feel about you,
yeah.
and they can't. And when you trying to say something, they ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Cause bro, you coming from literally like a whole different experience in your life. Like you raised a certain way. Like you got to work through all of that. You got to work through the childhood trauma, the teenage
That you
version
don't
of
even know you
trauma,
had.
the younger, like the older version of you. Like there's a different version of maybe points of where you experience the trauma that you have to work through when you're in a marriage. You're forced to open up those layers of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times that's unlearning things traits that you've picked up that you didn't know were
But
problematic.
mama taught me that. Now I'm challenging that now.
Yeah.
And I was raised on this religion, but now I'm challenged. So it's like, that's why I mean by that shit like excruciating. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I grew up to believe all of this. Now that I'm older, I'm challenging all that I believe now because of, to be better in my situation, to even see like, is this who I am? Is this what I believe?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Do I believe this because of my parents?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then did she only believe it because of her parents?
No,
Yeah.
that's
like
big.
where's the truth at?
Yeah.
That's
You feel
so
me?
major.
Yeah.
And
When you
that's what I'm saying.
when you look
No,
at
that's
when you look
so
at things
big that you say that like
when you
that.
look at things like that, he's right. You right, because that's why I only argue like. If I'm arguing with somebody about something that they believe their entire life, I'm not the first person to tell them that they wrong or this is fucked up.
Yeah.
So you have to unlearn that shit on your own.
And not even that part. It's just going into where it's like your parents raised you the way that they felt like you needed to be raised.
Absolutely.
And now you're an adult and you feel like some things that they taught you are not the ways that you feel as an adult you want to live, or you don't look at it that same way. It's so many times I can't even tell you how many times. Like I feel like even therapy for parents is a thing, because when I talk to my mom and she'll say something and I'll just be like, you know what, Mom, I understand. And it'd be hard to say, but it's just like, I understand that that's how you feel and that's how you want things to be, but in my life here now and how I'm living my life, that's just not how I see things. Try to tell your motherfucking mama that shit and see what she say.
It'll be a whole thing.
I just don't understand.
Like, what do you mean? Oh my God, I failed as a parent. And I said, no,
Right,
wait,
right.
relax. You didn't fail as a parent. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
like, I don't personally feel like that lines up with my life right now.
Yeah.
And that part is, and I feel like that's a whole nother thing, because your parents could, just think about it. Your parents can raise you the way that they feel like that you needed to be raised, and it may be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you got to go back and figure out,
You gotta unlearn it.
you got to unlearn that shit.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Like think about like I guess it's an extreme example, but like the kids that are raised in like a racist household, like they're raised to be xenophobes, they're raised to be like, hateful, bigots. They in their head that is right. Damn, fuck all them niggas. Yeah, fuck anybody that's not American. Fuck gay people. All this shit. They think that's right. The whole time, like you raised somebody that's not gonna be cool to hang around in the future.
Yeah, because I'm sure like back in the day, just being honest, being gay was not something we talked about. Like it wasn't something that
It
wasn't
wasn't
on
as-
TV.
as accepted.
It wasn't something. Yeah, it was not accepted at all. Like that was the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
Like
Facts.
in a black household.
Facts.
It is what it is. So now, times have changed and some of my, really close friends are gay, and my parents have a hard time
Yeah.
accepting that. Like, I thought
Listen, man, that shit ain't. I feel like we as a culture gotta let people do what they want to do. That shit ain't affecting me.
yeah. I
That
feel
shit
like
is not affecting me.
once you realize that people gonna be who they are and they gonna do what they gonna do, life will be so much easier. If you just
Absolutely.
accept, like, there's nothing you could do to change this person. Ain't nothing you can say to this person to change this person. It don't matter how many times you cry, scream, holler. They gonna do what they gonna do.
Just accept it.
And just
Yeah.
accept it and move around.
The
Like
people who can't accept it is the first. It's like you going back. Sometimes people in my family will go back down certain routes. I'm like, now how do we get?
how we get here?
Just leave it. I mean,
Yeah.
But they said and da. I'm like,
Just let that be.
that shit. Like,
Yeah.
bro, been like that for 30 years, man,
Right.
40 years. Like,
Exactly.
That's
that ain't
him.
gonna change. I'm like, it's your response to it. Like I'm trying to, but it's so foreign. That's why I push. I'm like, it's so foreign to my people and coming from where we come from, which is why I push that narrative further even more of like the healing concept and the mentally, physically, spiritual idea, because it's just like we need it, bro. We need it. That shit got our people trapped. That's how I
Facts.
feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching it, knowing what I know. I can't unlearn what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
For sure.
saying?
And just trying to help that gets.
Help who you can help.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
gonna say that gets so just draining at
Yeah.
times. Like, and that's another thing. You can only help for so long. You can only help. Like, I put myself through hell trying to help motherfuckers like family, like trying to get them to do right and do this and do that and help them financially or whatever. That shit only lasts for so long.
You can only help who wants to be helped.
Shit,
And
I didn't help people that wanted to be helped, and they ass still gonna be who they gonna be.
Yep.
And it's just like, you know what? Just be who you gonna be, and I'm just gonna accept it and move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get mad at you no more because you ain't got no more money because you want to spend it on getting weed. Like, I gotta accept that. Like, you gonna every 2 weeks you gonna ask me for some money because you ain't got it because you done spent it on some damn weed.
But that's why I
And
say
I gotta accept that. Like,
help
accept you for who you
that's
are.
why I say help who wants to be helped, because if somebody's spending their extra money on weed after you told them like, hey, I can't keep doing this, I can't, because helping you is gonna set me back. Eventually,
They don't give a fuck about that.
shit, man.
Right.
Well, that's when.
don't ask me
If,
about
if they don't
I'ma
care,
ask you anyway.
if they don't care, then you got to remove yourself from the situation.
That shit be
That's how I
hard.
feel, and that's you got to do that out of love for yourself.
That should be
Yeah.
tough.
Because if you love you have to love yourself first and foremost. Anybody else after that is extra.
It's easier said than done.
No,
It
I
is,
look,
bro.
I understand.
Because it's like
I
it
understand.
could be your dog
your
too.
fa- yeah,
it be your people.
it be
It's
your,
not-
it be
I
your
know that. I
mama.
be pushing this. That's what I'm saying.
It's-
Even
it's-
for me, it's been turmoil like that. Like that's how
Yeah.
deep it's gotten
That
to
shit's
where it's
tough.
like, oh yeah, man, it's interlocked to where you get a partner and then there's conflict between who's the one, and it's like this is my wife, and then that they shouldn't go at each other, but all you deal with all of that type of shit, man.
Yeah. No, I see.
That-
I feel you. It's not easy, but it's
Yeah,
necessary.
Man, that shit crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
that shit crazy as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah,
It's-
and you ain't trying to force it on them, but you hopeful. You hoping they get it one day. You hoping like they get the change but dog
Let-
gonna go do what he do, man.
Let me put it like you heard of gangrene. So like if you get gangrene on your pinky, you cut your pinky off, you get rid of it. But if you don't cut your pinky off, that shit'll fuck your whole arm up.
Yeah.
That shit'll spread. So would you rather cut your pinky off or lose an arm?
No, I get
I'd
it.
rather not have it in the first place.
Okay,
Goddamn it,
hello.
goddamn it.
Hey.
I was
I don't
drinking
want
at the
that- I
water.
don't want that
On that
shit.
fast, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
it be
sir.
it be like
feel you,
that.
though.
It be
Yeah.
like that, but it's just easier said than done. Like, one of the main reasons, like, I moved to Atlanta, like, my family in Chicago, like, I'm from Chicago and I'm from Memphis, and shit was really, 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 really tough for me in Chicago, like, really bad, to where it started fucking with me mentally. Like, I started having these crazy thoughts. I already had my daughter. Shit was crazy. I had to run away. I had to pick up and just go and leave instantly, like, without no nothing. When everyone found out that
Midnight
I was
train to
leaving,
Georgia, huh?
exactly. When motherfuckers told me like my man was the only one. We were friends at the time, but he was the only one that knew what was going on, and he was like fuck no, like that shit dead. Like he ended up finding me an apartment, paying 3 months of it, paying for me some furniture, and was like, get the fuck out of there. Now I was it's my mom's side and it's my dad's side. On my dad's side, they live in Memphis. Everything good over there. Like we good. We came up great. Everything was great. I would never tell them what's going on over on that side. Ever. Like it's none of their business. You know what I'm saying? So my dad, he let me make my own decision. So he allowed me to choose like what the fuck I went through. And he was like, why are you choosing to go through the shit that you're going through? Like come back. And I'm like, no, like I'm gonna figure it out. And I ended up having to just up and go because that side or the shit that I was going through over there just was consuming me. And I kept giving and giving and giving myself until I just couldn't fucking give no more. I had to run. I literally ran away. Yeah. And so I'm just saying that to say like shit is easier said than done. Like you if it's family, motherfuckers, they gonna leech onto you until you're dead. They don't give a fuck.
Shit, after that. Don't let it be nothing in the will.
Exactly.
Don't let it not be a will.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that because that shit is just is just too much. So I know there's a lot of people that's going through that right now. Like I know a lot of people that's going through that. Like you just gotta really say fuck these folks. Yeah. Like, you really just gotta say it's shit gonna hurt a lot. And it hurts even more when it's like when you think about it, or if your parents tell you like, you only got one mama, or you know, if something were to happen, you're not gonna ever be able to talk to him no more. You know, like try to hit you with that.
But listen,
guilt
but
shit.
when they say that, like, okay, well, if you it is classic, but if you knew that, then why are you doing me like this? Would you want your last memory of me, you doing me dirty?
Yeah.
Like you fucking me over.
You know, but when people are going through what they going through and they have their own issues, they don't see it like that. They only see their life, their life in their eyes. They don't look at like how it's affecting
other perspective.
You. Yeah, like when people like that and they've been like that their whole life, or you've been going through that whole like you're cursed, like your family is cursed and y'all just go through that shit. You don't see shit else. You don't give a fuck about nothing else. You don't give a fuck about you only give a fuck about yourself.
On your own survival.
Yeah, like when you really in that, if you really in that shit, you really in that bullshit, or you really in them trenches, or you really got shit going on, nobody give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about themselves.
Yeah.
So just saying that to say like y'all gotta cut them. Y'all just gotta do it. And no matter if people try to guilt trip you or not, fuck that. Because at the end of the day, you gotta once you understand that people are gonna be them and there's nothing you can do about it, absolutely nothing you can do about it, and accept it, then that's just what it is. And and it'll be more peaceful. Like damn, like that sucks that shit happened, but you chose that life. Yeah. Yeah. And you gotta accept that.
Hey, what Drewski say? Standing on business.
Stand on business.
You gotta stand on business.
I'm just saying.
Well, shit, that's another episode with your homies. Big homie Ace Hood came to kick it with your homie. You good, man?
Man, I'm loving it.
It was a good conversation.
It was a good convo, bro.
A lot of good conversation. A lot of good conversation.
Yeah.
Big homie JoJo.
Good.
Shit, man.
The baby's almost here.
Shit, I don't know, people. If she not here the next few weeks, you know what happened?
No facts.
Yeah, shit. I'm surprised we got through today.
For sure.
But I wish you a successful delivery.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? All that goes well, smooth.
Thank you.
Similar like easier than the first one, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Easier,
Yeah.
much easier.
Yes.
Ease into
Yes.
your life. So appreciate
Another episode with your homies, and we gone.